Christ is among us.
He is, now he shall be.
God bless. Please have a quick seat for a short reflection on the Feast of the Theophany. I love the hymns of the church always. They always give you something to chew on and to think about. Today, I'd like to draw your attention to the first of the festal stichirg, or verses from the Vespers, which is kind of down here on this side of the page. See, I wear thine image which I formed, because I abase myself, such as no mind can understand. So spake the Lord unto John. Why, friend, is it strange then if I bow beneath thy right hand as if I were one of thy fellow servants, and if my naked form is covered with the waters? For since I am merciful, I desire to clothe naked man with divine incorruption forevermore. This is beautiful poetry and brilliant theology, and it really goes to the heart of what Christ is doing in his mission to save mankind. To understand the entirety of the gospel, we have to look back at what is the problem that mankind had fallen into, and how is Christ undoing it. And he's effectively undoing it, if you will, in reverse. He's reversing the fall. He's bringing humanity back up again. And if you go to the end of the story of the fall, they have listened to the serpent, they have taken from the tree, and they have eaten of the fruit. And then what happened? They were naked and they were ashamed, and they hid from the Lord. In the Theophany, Christ is reversing that element of the story, because humanity, which was naked and ashamed and hiding from the Lord, now the Lord takes that humanity himself, is unafraid, unashamed, and comes forth in humility and abasement, in no fear of being embarrassed, to be baptized by John in the Jordan. And by doing so, he restores to us, in our humanity, the clothing of immortality. And you see that again also in a couple verses down. For as I now am baptized, the regeneration of them that fell is accomplished through water and through the Spirit for all mankind. Christ's baptism is not just a singular event for him, good for him, jolly for you, Jesus. It is a restoration of all humanity and part of the story of that reversal. Now, there's a lot that will happen in between then and the cross, but that's essentially the part between the eating of the tree, the fruit of the tree. Christ goes back and he becomes both the participant of the tree in reverse by becoming the fruit of the tree, by hanging from the tree of the cross, and by putting that back in order. But that's on the other end of the story of the gospel. But for right now, he's reversing that distortion of our human image and our humanity that comes through the fall. And he starts his mission immediately after this. And what is he doing immediately after this? Well, he goes into the desert and is tempted and all that, but that's also him doing what? Defeating the devil and the temptations, so that that problem is also resolved. And then he goes into his mission into the world, where he's healing people, restoring sight to the blind, cleansing leprosy. He's restoring human nature wherever he goes. A walking, talking miracle machine that he is, making it happen, until finally it comes to the crux and he has to complete that mission on the cross. And then in the resurrection, humanity itself is recreated from scratch, essentially, in Christ Jesus. So it's a complete reversal of the fall. So brothers and sisters, may you have a blessed and joyous feast of the Theophany. We celebrate the great feast, as you know, for a whole week, not just for the one day. So we're still in the middle of the Theophany feast, and we'll sing its hymns for another couple days and celebrate that feast. I welcome everybody who's here tonight for the young adult game night, and I hope you have a really good time, that you crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentations of their women, as Conan or Genghis Khan would say, and have a good time playing games. Also, I invite everyone, if you didn't know, tomorrow we are having our St. John dinner in celebration of the New Year and the Feast of St. John the Baptist, which also follows Theophany, where we're going to be serving you delightful Eastern European / Romanian food, Eastern European in general, Romania in specific, but it's pretty much the same food all over the place there in the Balkans. And is a fundraiser for Pro Vita Orphanage in Romania, which has done such great work and also taken in a tremendous amount of Ukrainian refugees actually as well. And they need all the support that they can get from us. They don't take any donations from governments. They might for the Ukrainians at this point, just out of necessity, but the normal operations are all by donors from Europe and in America. And we're kind of one of the lead donating churches in America, so they do depend on what we do for them. So I hope that you'll come and that you'll think about that, support that. If you can't, you can always make a donation on our webpage through our giving page and look for the drop-down menu, St. John Dinner, and there you go.